So, as we once again watch a ridiculous amount of drama being played out within the Megxit community, I took a moment to step back and say, it all just seems very contrived to coincide with the need to cover something up. Guinness, no, you had your treats. You had your treats. Sorry, that's the dog. Anyway, but, and so it prompted me to take a moment and look at what Meghan was up to, just to see what might be going on. And I was actually surprised that it seems like there's a lot. Let's look first at some of the fluffier distraction. Meghan Markle has sparked speculation. She has redesigned elements of her engagement ring for the fourth time after the Duchess of Sussex's band appeared to show slight alterations in trailers for her new Netflix series. I would say is more smoke and mirrors, because what is she doing? She's pulling more people to view that trailer to try and improve her average, right? Because if more people now want to say, oh, let me see, what does the ring look like here? And this article does not include a photo of the quote-unquote change, right? So how do people find it? Well, they're going to go and they're going to start looking at the series or at the trailer to go try and find how the ring has changed. When Prince Harry proposed to Meghan Markle in 2017, he designed the ring to feature a cushion-cut diamond, estimated to be between 2.5 and 3 carats, that Harry sourced from Botswana, where the couple took their first holiday together, and where, Harry has since said, he decided he wanted to marry Meghan. The central stone is supported by 2 round diamonds from Princess Diana's personal jewelry collection, with Meghan revealing that it was important for her to know that Harry's late mother was a part of this with us. I'm not going to read the whole article because honestly most of it was ridiculous. But what was interesting to me is they were talking about when the ring was first shown, and Harry describes it during the engagement interview, that Meghan called it an incredible piece of jewelry, explaining everything about Harry's thoughtfulness and the inclusion of Princess Diana's stones, and obviously not being able to meet his mom. It's so important to me to know that she's a part of this with us. Now, I remember her saying it's an incredible piece of jewelry. I don't remember everything about Harry's thoughtfulness. I don't remember that. Could it have been there? Yes. I personally don't remember it, and I've watched that interview quite a few times. I remember parts of this statement, but not all of it. I could be wrong. I freely admit that. But I just think that it's interesting that she's putting this out there so that more people will go watch the Netflix trailer to find out whether or not she changed her ring. I dug a little bit deeper. Now, apparently there is some amazement that Meghan showed a new view of how they have changed their swimming pool. What's interesting to me about this article from Hello Magazine, I was not able to read it when I went to read it on my laptop. I could only read it on my cell phone. And I wonder whether or not they put blocks on it in some areas. And in the US, we couldn't read it because the article, for this to come out about their home, I think maybe they rethought this because with the LA fires, it would be incredibly insensitive for them to be bragging about their home and their pool and whatnot in the midst of all the tragedy in Los Angeles. I don't know this for a fact. This is just a guess. But apparently they have modified the area since moving in compared to the rental listing. And what's the difference? The difference is the lounge chairs and the umbrellas. Yes, that's it. This was supposedly from dealing with Guy. Again, we don't know about the whole dog situation. Oh, and by the way, someone mentioned to me something that, in all that has gone on in the last few days, someone sent me the cut article where she mentioned Guy dying in 2021. Whoever that was, can you resend it to me? Because I have not had the time to find it in the hubbub of everything else. I know you sent it to me. I know I read it. Please resend it to me. I just don't remember where it was that you sent it to me. If you sent it on Twitter, if you sent it to me in my email, whichever one it is, can you please send it to me in my email so I can bring that back out? But what's interesting about this photo is I don't necessarily believe that this is any sign that they have changed anything at their pool. I think it's taken at a different location. Because if you look, you can see behind the chairs, there's a green fence there, right? Right? If you look at the red umbrella that's opened, right below that, you see that green fence there. Now, the issue is, if you look at their property, there is a tennis court, which might have that green fence, but it's at a lower level than the pool. And around the pool, there is nothing that would be that green fencing. In fact, it looks like a brick wall around the pool. So what was that green fence? Well, probably a different pool. That's just my guess. But like I said, I get the sense that maybe that article was taken out of Hello, or at least in the US it might have been, because to have an article about their lovely home and the nonsense of whether or not they changed the umbrellas around their pool would be incredibly insensitive to the people in LA dealing with all that they're dealing because of the fires. And hopefully someone caught that and it was removed, because I do think that would be ridiculous if it is still published. This man, this Wendell Pierce, I don't understand him. He seems to be frequently going out there and helping out Meghan, which would be so bizarre because she really didn't treat him very well. But she wasn't even there. Meghan Markle's former Suits co-star Wendell Pierce makes an edgy joke in new series. Meghan Markle's former Suits co-star has made an eyebrow-raising joke about the Duchess of Sussex in a new TV spin-off series. How exciting. Not really. An upcoming episode set to air on January 30th. Pierce's it's a new drama. I don't know. I might have skipped that part. Like I said, I'm skipping through some of these articles because some of it is just pure fluff. This is talking about the TV show. I don't even know what it's a spin-off of. It's not a spin-off of Suits, but in an upcoming episode to air on January 30th, Pierce's character will reference Meghan Markle by name. In the scene, Wagner instructs Elsbeth to investigate a homicide involving a man named Cole Campbell, who was found dead after his car ran off the highway. The script appeared to take aim at the Duchess of Sussex's complicated relationship with the global media since the Sussexes stepped back from royal duties 5 years ago. 5 years ago, people! And they still haven't found that privacy yet. In the meantime, I need you on a case, Pierce's character says. A young man, Cole Campbell, was found deceased on the highway. His car ran off the road. Last place he was seen was some fancy spa where celebrities and the royals go to. The global press was already trying to frame Meghan Markle, and she wasn't even there. Pierce was among Meghan's former co-stars invited to the royal wedding in 2018, but reportedly could not attend due to scheduling conflicts. That's what I mean. He wasn't even... I had heard he wasn't invited. And so, again, it just seems a little bizarre that he then defends her, ever. The sneaky TV reference comes days after Meghan made the decision to postpone the launch of her new Netflix series, With Love, Meghan, amid the devastating Los Angeles wildfires. But the other thing is, this reminds me a little too much about the whole Blake Lively situation where didn't her husband, what's his name? Oh, for goodness sake, I forget his name. You know what I'm talking about. The Deadpool guy. When he made a comment in one of his movies that was kind of taking a dig at someone who Blake says is mean to her. Whatever. I don't really pay attention to it. I just know that there was a snarky comment made, And this kind of sounds along the same lines. Like, people don't learn. Blake Lively and her husband are getting kind of bashed for being so immature and snarky. And now they go around and do the same thing. These people don't learn. Ryan Reynolds, that's his name. Sorry, I forgot it for a second. I knew his name, I just couldn't remember it. But you know what I'm talking about. You know the situation that I'm referring to. And it is odd that this seems kind of like the similar sort of error on the part of Wendell Pierce and Meghan. Even more possible, do any of us doubt that Meghan could have done that to get the attention that Blake... I mean, we all know she's pretty much capable of anything. Is she doing this because of the Blake Lively thing? Because she wants people to say, oh, it's the same thing. Who knows with her? But all of it, I believe, was intended to deflect from the true issue. And as much as the, with love, Meghan, as much as, all the other nonsense that's swirling around her, I think the biggest thing is what's going on with her and her appearance in LA about the wildfires. This is the one that it's not just going to damage her celebrity image. This is the one that's going to damage the images that she also wants, the whole humanitarian image and the image of potential political, agenda. Helping hand, Meghan Markle makes another visit to new LA wildfire relief hub, laden with bags of donations as she embraces volunteer. Notice she's embracing the volunteers, not the people affected. Duchess joined Prince Harry in a surprise appearance in Los Angeles to meet the victims of the devastating wildfires earlier this week. Riddle me that. Meghan, how come you only hug the volunteers? You're not hugging the victims. Oh, maybe because the victims want nothing to do with you. But look, here, she's going to bring 3 shopping bags and think what? She's doing what? Is she donating clothes? What is she doing here? Of 2 came laden with bags of supplies while dressed down in a casual black fit and LA cat. You know what would have been better than coming with 3 bags full of nonsense? Hey, how about you donate a check and you don't do it publicly? Yeah, but that's the thing. Not only does she not want to give up the money, she doesn't want it because you can't take a photo of her laden with checks, right? You can take a photo of her laden with bags. Charity Altadena Girls captioned their post, and thank you to everyone who showed up Monday, which was such a special day. We love you. Meghan fans hailed the up-and-coming lifestyle guru. Yeah, you heard me right. The up-and-coming lifestyle guru. That's Meghan they're talking about there. For her support. Beautiful Princess Meghan out helping, giving and supporting her community, wrote one. I hope that all you wonderful people go over, you find this Charity Altadena Girls, and you let them know she is not Princess Meghan. I do find that funny, because just the other day someone said, oh no, if you take away the titles, then she'll just end up calling herself Princess Meghan. She does it anyway. So why not take it away? But that's a subject for a different video. My Duchess shared another with a heart emoji. A third agreed, Meghan continuing to show up and doing good. Altadena Teen Girls Fire Recovery was set up to help teenage victims of the Eaton Canyon fire. It was founded by 14-year-old Avery Colvert, who created the charity simply to support her friends before it attracted of big brand names. Gee, I wonder what other big brand names it attracted. Avery told CBS News, stuff like their clothes, their makeup, what they used for their hair, it's all gone. They don't have any of that anymore. I just have to wonder if that was what was in those bags. Clothes, makeup, and hair products. It comes as Meghan also decided to delay the release of her Netflix docuseries amid the fire's docu-series? I thought she was an up-and-coming lifestyle guru. That's not a docu-series. A docu-series is not a lifestyle show. With Love, Meghan was due to air 8 33-minute episodes today, but has been rescheduled to March 4th. How many of us think that's not going to ever happen? Meghan said in a statement to Tudum, the official companion site to Netflix. Did you know about that? I've never heard of that. I'm thankful to my partners at Netflix for supporting me and delaying the launch as we focus on the needs of those impacted by the wildfires in my home state of California. The Duchess also joined Prince Harry in a surprise appearance in Los Angeles to meet the victims of the devastating wildfires earlier this week. My understanding, again, was that they went to the hub where the volunteers were. I don't recall seeing them with any actual victims, likely because no victims would want to be seen with Harry and Meghan. People served food and donated toys and essential supplies to the victims outside the World Central Kitchen in Pasadena. No. I believe they helped hand out those things, but that's just my belief. Harry and Meghan live in Montecito, which sits just 90 miles from Los Angeles. Their 16-bedroom mansion, which also boasts a 2-bed guest house, is said to have faced a power cut amid the fires. Oh my goodness, how did they survive? California Fire confirmed this week the Eaton Fire in the eastern suburbs of Altadena is now the most destructive and deadly wildfire in Southern California's history. It has killed 17 people, burned over 14,000 acres, and destroyed 7,000 buildings and other structures. Meanwhile, cops have arrested 4 people in Los Angeles on suspicion of trying to start new fires. Firefighters continue to work around the clock to battle blazes that have now killed 25. The 4 suspects were arrested for separate incidents across the city, the LAPD announced on Tuesday. One alleged arsonist was charged with 3 counts and is facing 9 years in jail. Jose Gerardo Escobar was arrested on Friday, accused of intentionally trying to start a fire in the eastern suburb of Azusa. Another suspect was arrested after allegedly using a barbecue lighter to start fires in northern Hollywood on Sunday night. A third arrest was made on Monday afternoon in the northern suburb of Van Nuys when a suspect lit a brush on fire. The 4th person was arrested in West LA after trying to light a bin on fire. Meanwhile, the death toll from the fires, which started on January 7th, rose again from 24 to 25, the LA County Medical Examiner said. Authorities expect the number of fatalities to continue increasing. I'm actually absolutely stunned it's that low. There are currently over 6 million people under critical fire threat across Southern California. Some 85,000 are poised to evacuate under new orders as severe winds could fan flames. Meanwhile, the Pacific Palisades fire, which has decimated one of LA's ritziest neighborhoods, is the second most destructive ever in the region. Now, I as I've said many times, I grew up in the vicinity of New York, and I actually used to work in the World Trade Center. I used to work on the 100th floor of 2 World Trade. In fact, my entire family has a very strong connection to the World Trade Center. It's not important what it is, but it was a very strong one, and I spent a tremendous amount of time there in my childhood. But I remember watching 9/11 and wondering how on earth the city was going to bounce back from that, and somehow they did. And so I say to the people of LA, which I look at Los Angeles today, and I am heartbroken at the devastation that is there. But I can honestly say if New York could come back, so can LA. And that's what it means to be American. And I keep thinking, the Duchess of North Sussex put up, in the midst of the hurricanes in North Carolina, she put up a video showing it was someone from, I believe, the Appalachian Mountains coming down on donkeys to bring food and supplies to the people of North Carolina. And that's what Americans are, and that's what Americans do, because we do bounce back and we do rebuild. And I just wish heartfelt prayers and best wishes to anybody in the area or with family in the area. It seems overwhelming, but I have faith that it'll be back to where it was soon. So, thank you very much for listening. Please leave your thoughts down in the comments. Sorry, I turned it a little serious there. But the article just got to me, and it's something that I had already read earlier, but it just hit me when I was actually reading it out loud. So, thoughts and prayers. Thank you for listening. Leave your thoughts down in the comments, and I hope everybody has a great day filled with love, laughter, and of course, dancing through the storm.
Dancing in